Hello and welcome to CTV News across Canada for Tuesday, November 11th. We've got the top local stories from coast to coast, stories that affect you and the country. Thanks for joining us.
An early season snowfall bringing both wonder and work to Kitchener residents.
It's mixed emotions. You love seeing the snow, but then you also know that there's an impending sense of a lot of work that's gonna go.
I wasn't ready for it. I actually went for a walk last night, and there was a girl raking leaves and snow, and I come home, looked at my yard. I wasn't sure if I should get the rake out or the shovel.
Being an old man, you know, when I see snow, I say thanks God, but what can you do? We have to do what we have to do. We live in Canada, so.
Is it tough to clear?
Well, it is kind of for this age.
Environment Canada saying it's the most snow ever seen in Kitchener on a November 9th.
We are Canadian, and we gotta put up with it.
A Canadian surprise compared to last year when sunshine followed by a major rainstorm was hitting southern Ontario, but residents say they're mostly ready for winter.
I think I am. We got the snow blower on out. We're gonna put it in the platform there, and the neighbor's gonna give me lessons on how to use it. I've never used it before. Wish me luck.
Fall leaves are one issue visible on many front lawns. The City of Kitchener says it's paused its leaf collection for now and plans to resume it on Wednesday.
So I kept waiting that, let them all fall because we have 2 maples in the front, 2 at the back. And by the time it fell, the first snow came. So I'm trying to figure out, hopefully, end of this week, the temperatures go a bit, higher. Yes. I think there's a bit of sun, and that's when I plan to, again, bring out my lawnmower and pick all of those up. That's the hope. Otherwise, we'll see.
But for some, the first major snowfall is more enjoyment than evil. Select Sports Ski and Snowboard Shop in Kitchener says the early blanket has customers eager to get on the hills.
A lot of familiar faces, a lot of new folks coming in too, so we're just happy to go. We're looking forward to the season. We're not historically on the hill at this time of year, but in years past, things were much milder at this time of year. We just need those cold nights, and they're happening, so we're almost there.
Now, we did see a snowplow out on the roads in Kitchener today and some smaller machines that were clearing some of the sidewalks in the community. It is expected to warm up a little bit in the coming days, but this snowfall, a good reminder for everyone to get that winter gear ready and those warm clothes ready.
Measles is one of the world's most contagious diseases, but low vaccination rates leading to a year of outbreaks across the country have lost Canada its measles-free status.
Everything's pointing in the right direction. Unfortunately, we couldn't stop the outbreak completely in time to lose our elimination status. But the direction of travel is that we will get it back.
Canada received its measles elimination status in 1998 after decades of rallying to stop its circulation. But now the virus has come roaring back. From 1998 to 2024, an average of just 91 cases were reported annually. So far this year, 4,800 cases have been confirmed, with another 362 considered probable.
It's because of some localized areas that have been under-immunized, and it's a shame because it's not a reflection of overall Canadian experience.
Measles infects the respiratory tract and then spreads throughout the body, with a rash and high fever the most common symptoms. While most recover, it can cause deafness and, in rare cases, death.
The second the rash starts, it's like anybody would know. Literally from head to toe, under their feet, in between their toes, everything.
Michelle Sear's daughter was hospitalized with the measles last month. Sear has no idea where she caught it.
Make sure you do your vaccinations. That's my biggest concern, because if I was a little late with hers, and I think that if I would have got it on time, then maybe she wouldn't have got it.
The Public Health Agency of Canada says transmission is slowing, but that it will take time to finish this outbreak. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News.
When the flames engulfed her home last December, Stephanie McDougall knew she only had seconds to act.
I thought we were both going to die that day.
With smoke and fire blocking the way, she pushed forward to reach her youngest son, Malcolm, and help save his life.
You gonna say hi?
I had to be there for Malcolm. I couldn't leave him there. I didn't care about anything else.
Monday, she was presented with a special challenge coin by Ottawa Fire Services, recognition of her life-saving action.
I feel kind of blessed and honored by it, to be honest.
Illustrates your commitment, your loyalty.
Chief Paul Hutt says the challenge coin represents courage.
We offer a challenge coin to that member because it really shows that they're supporting the first responders that respond each and every day to these emergencies. And in this case, Stephanie stood up and protected her children, and it allowed our team some time to get in to help with that successful rescue at this fire.
McDougall suffered burns and was rushed to hospital. Her family not surprised at her bravery.
It's amazing how she would do all that. I mean, it's honestly the bravest thing I've ever seen ever.
She is a superhero. Stephanie is a very humble, quiet person and believes that she did what anybody would do.
A year later, the family is back in the townhome. The fire now just a memory. McDougall plans to proudly display the challenge coin.
Probably in the living room. I'll find a good spot.
Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
I think that was the part that really got to me, was that someone was there and saw this happen and didn't say anything.
It was back in August. Christina and Jeff Padano say their 4-year-old daughter told them an unusual story about what happened to her at daycare.
She approached me and said, he sprayed me in the face with a water bottle. So I said, well, why did he spray you in the face? Was it an accident? Was he cleaning something? She said, no, he sprayed me because I was misbehaving during nap time. And he also flicked me in the face.
So I said to her, I'm like, show mommy, like, how did he do it, right? And so she's like, he went like this to me.
Prompting an investigation by Simcoe Muskoka Family Connections, who the Padanos say told them that the spray bottle used on their daughter contained either soap and water or water and bleach. Barrie police were also called to investigate, though declined to answer questions about their investigation.
When we got the call from CAS, to be quite honest, I was shocked. I was angry. I was upset.
The Padanos said the caseworker confirmed their 4-year-old daughter was assaulted by her educator. Padano says the director at Bright Path Barrie told her the employee was sent home, suspended with pay.
Their response back was like, he's a tenured employee, we did training, and we think that that's enough. And we said, no, that's not enough. We want you to acknowledge what you did. We want you to take accountability. We don't understand, why are you continuing to employ this employee? You know that he's done things in the past.
It turns out this wasn't the first time a child had been flicked in the face by the longtime educator.
He was completely desperate and crying and clinging to me and jumping and saying, thank you for picking me up, take me home. I don't want to be here anymore.
Amanda Filippini says her 4-year-old son was also assaulted by the same daycare teacher in July.
There was this educator who flicked him on the nose and on his mouth. And then he said that it was because he was not sleepy and he didn't want to take a nap.
The Filippinis said their little boy was traumatized.
When I saw him crying, shivering, for me it was something that was beyond the physical thing.
Following a complaint to the Ministry of Education, the Filippinis said the investigators mistakenly interviewed Bright Path staff members who weren't working the day of the alleged assault.
They interviewed the educators that were supposed to be at the classroom but were on vacation.
The Filippinis said the ministry declined to reopen the investigation into the assault of their son, who for the final month of his time at Bright Path was separated from his friends, moved to a different classroom. They say Bright Path hasn't reached out to follow up since their son left the daycare and the Padanos came forward with a complaint.
This employee was under another investigation already, that he was supposed to be on a safe work plan where he wasn't supposed to be alone with other children and supposed to have another educator with him at all times.
In a statement to CTV News, Bright Path saying in part, its leadership is, quote, committed to maintaining a safe and nurturing environment for our children, families, and staff members. Adding it has reopened the case for further review, saying, quote, we continue to strengthen our professional development practices and reaffirm our strict safeguarding measures and policies to ensure the utmost safety of our children.
I want them to let him go. I don't understand how you can have this individual represent your brand, your organization who's done this to children. Your job is to take care of children. That is your job.
The Florida-based company's CEO spent Friday afternoon in Barrie speaking one-on-one with families and staff, but was not made available for comment. Mike Arsledy, CTV News, Barrie.
Michael Edwin Smith, best known as his character Bubbles on the sitcom Trailer Park Boys, did not appear in court to face a single count of sexual assault today, but lawyer Stan McDonald did on his behalf. Speaking to reporters, McDonald cautioned against judging Smith's case outside of court.
This is an allegation at this point. It hasn't been proven. It'll be tried in the court. It won't be tried in the media. And in the meantime, we ask that the privacy of everyone involved be respected.
The sexual assault allegation dates back to December 30th, 2017 in Dartmouth. Smith was charged last month.
It is actually quite common for charges of sexual violence to come out later on into years following the alleged incident. That's not uncommon. We do see that regularly, and that's why there's no limitation for sexual violence.
Trailer Park Boys Incorporated released a statement over the weekend, saying in part, "We are aware of the allegation concerning Mike Smith dating back to 2017 and take such matters seriously. We recognize how difficult an allegation of this nature is for all involved. Out of respect for the legal process, we will not comment further on the case." The statement also said Smith has stepped away from his managing director role, adding that Trailer Park Boys is committed to releasing its 13th season. In April 2016, Smith faced a misdemeanor domestic battery charge following an alleged incident involving a woman in a Hollywood hotel. But it was dropped a month later, with the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office saying there was lack of sufficient evidence. In a statement after his arrest at that time, Smith denied wrongdoing, saying he had a loud and heated dispute with a friend. Back in Halifax court today, the judge ordered a publication ban on the identity of the complainant. The 53-year-old actor has also been ordered to have no contact with her. Outside of court, the Crown was asked whether any additional complainants are expected.
All I can do is comment on what this particular file that we have at this time, and that without giving any further information that could identify the complainant, I can confirm that there is one female complainant.
Made public today, the prosecutor said Smith won't receive any special treatment because of his public profile. Halifax police declined our interview request today. As for the legal proceedings, the case will return to a Dartmouth courtroom December 3rd when a plea could be entered.
This is the non-emergency police line. How can I help?
This is Sarah, Smart Answering Routing Assistant, an artificial intelligence system which the Halton Regional Police Service is now using to answer non-emergency calls instead of real people.
It just means that our response to a 911 call will be much quicker.
Halton police say their real communicators currently answer around 160,000 non-emergency calls every year.
For the next step in a noise complaint.
And that's slowing down the time 911 operators could be spending helping people whose lives are at risk. When someone calls Sarah, their call will be transferred to a communicator if the situation evolves into an emergency. The system doesn't understand the caller. The caller doesn't speak English and requires translation services. Unusual activity or discrepancies are detected, or if the AI system determines it can address callers' needs.
Does not take or handle emergency 911 calls. Those are always going to be a human operator. What Sarah does is listens to the first portion of a call and decides if that's something that the AI system can handle on their own.
The AI platform has already partnered with Peel Regional Police, Winnipeg Police Service, and the San Diego County Sheriff. Developed by the company Hyper, it touts the ability to be conversational and empathize with the caller.
We've all had that terrible experience of kind of waiting on hold with a bank or an airline, having to kind of repeat ourselves 3 or 4 different times. What we've built here is leveraging the very latest in AI, so it can be fully conversational. So it can sound like you're talking to humans.
Cybersecurity experts say AI continues to get stronger. However, there are still potential gaps when it comes to leveraging technology for public safety.
Is it going to be able to be right 100% of the times? We hear about false positives, false negatives all the time with this type of technology. Look, the tech is only getting better. We're starting to see less of that.
Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
Another tool to help improve response times and keep lines clear for real emergencies. Rahim Ladhani, CTV News.
International leaders are being urged to tackle the climate crisis with more urgency and more cooperation, but it comes at a time when some key global partners appear to be backing away from the climate fight.
I am very worried about Canada's participation, given that the recent signals that we have gotten from Prime Minister Carney and his government have only been about moving back on existing policy.
The Canadian delegation might face some criticism at the COP30 summit getting underway in Brazil as climate observers point to the recent budget that's big on development and an expansion of energy projects, but a retreat of some Trudeau-era climate policies. Environment Minister Julie de Bruijn, who's leading Canada's delegation, however, pitching the Liberals' climate competitiveness strategy as a shifting approach that she claims will connect climate ambitions with economic growth. But the framework is short on details and provides no update on where Canada stands on emission reduction targets.
This strategy connects our climate ambition with a plan for economic growth. It prioritizes measures that deliver the greatest emissions reductions and increases competitiveness at the lowest cost for Canadians.
To no surprise, U.S. President Donald Trump is not attending COP30. He's been critical of climate science and has pulled the U.S. from the landmark Paris Agreement of a decade ago, meant as a framework to hold nations accountable in limiting warming. That's leading to questions about the relevancy of the summit and its ability to pull nations together when some are pulling back. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
The sound of the drum drowns out the wind. The wreaths laid, heads bowed, appreciation expressed in silence. East Ferris's Remembrance Day ceremony showed a sign of courtesy and gratefulness.
You're seeing more and more come out to these celebrations of what we have today for those who gave their lives.
In Flanders Fields.
Students from École St. Thomas d'Aquin were in attendance and participated in the ceremony. Leading up to Remembrance Day, students are studying about both world wars and the sacrifices made.
We read a few articles. We're reading about the trenches. I have a friend whose mom is one of the captains, and I really wanted to join the army, so I decided to start with this.
Clark's and other veterans' heart fill with joy, seeing more people every year come out to the cenotaph.
That means the world to them, because then they know that they're being backed by their fellow Canadians.
East Ferris Mayor Rick Champagne is paying tribute to his father-in-law, who was part of the Normandy landings.
He was a master mechanic, and he was there on the front lines. And to remember everybody also at the same time. Remember all the people from our municipality that have been involved.
East Ferris always holds its Remembrance Day ceremony a day or two before November 11th, so Legion members, veterans, and dignitaries can attend other ceremonies that day. The municipality doesn't want to conflict with their schedules.
Our cenotaph is second to none, and we've done a lot of work here, and the volunteers have done a lot of work here through Veterans Affairs and the Knights of Columbus and all the volunteers.
As all of Canada looks toward a somber day of reflection tomorrow, the students put it best.
The least we can do is, remember them for at least one day of the year.
Eric Tashner, CTV News, East Ferris.
It's been a long time since Rider Nation has had a Grey Cup game to cheer for, and now fans sending their team to Winnipeg, gathering outside Mosaic Stadium, writing messages of support for their favorite players.
What do you remember from 2013?
That was my best moment as a Rider fan. Doesn't get any better, actually.
Good luck, Rain Machine. We believe. Good luck. I think you guys can do it.
Awesome.
Harris, end zone, touchdown, Tommy Neal.
Tommy Neal's touchdown catch in the final minutes Saturday night, sending Saskatchewan to their first Grey Cup game since 2013.
Oh, it was amazing. Definitely one of the most magical moments I have stand of it.
The team is feeling the support from the entire province.
Y'all ready? Y'all got faith in us, right? That's all I needed to hear. Let me get a hoorah! Hoorah! Let's go, baby. We gonna finish this thing for you guys. One more. One more.
Hopeful it is their time to bring it home.
We're really looking forward to going Sunday, representing you guys, this province, and doing the best we can to bring home this Grey Cup, and we can't wait to celebrate with you guys.
Hopefully, we can pack this place a little bit more on the way back. What you think? Much love, baby. Go Riders. Let's go.
Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
It was traumatic. It wasn't the start to the day Corey Larrabee was expecting.
I was laying in my bed just right there, and all of a sudden there's a big kaboom.
The noise shook him out of his bed.
Our house shook as we live in a mobile home, so it's not like implanted in the ground. And I thought I was going crazy at first, so I messaged my neighbor across the street, but she was asleep. She didn't hear anything.
He quickly made a call to 911 and was told a fire was burning just on the other side of his West Edmonton street. Parkland County Fire Services says it started last night at the GFL landfill off 231st Street. Early this morning, bright orange flames lit up the sky. Fire and thick smoke could be seen from a distance. By daylight, the flames had died down, leaving behind a billowing cloud of smoke and haze, which blew across the highway and into communities nearby.
My neighbor was outside with me. We were watching the flames. We could see the flames going up in the sky, all the smoke coming just over these houses over here.
The county says the fire ignited in an area with a mix of construction and demolition waste and has grown to the size of about 5 CFL football fields. It says site owner GFL Waste Management is working to contain the fire. Parkland County says shifting winds may continue to carry smoke into the city and surrounding communities. Gates Gorin, CTV News, Edmonton.
Finance Minister brought his sales pitch for Ottawa's new budget to Calgary, highlighting what the feds call a plan for a stronger, cleaner economy.
The fact that the Prime Minister changed the tone to talk about an energy superpower in both clean and conventional energy, I think has really changed how people perceive these things. I think even people I would see at the grocery store, they understand today the nexus between economic security, energy security, and national security.
Champagne told Calgary business leaders the government is working closely with the province to finalize deals on energy and emissions.
How do we deal with the regulatory uncertainty? Because it's one thing to say that we're looking at ways to increase investment, but we really need to deal with the regulatory challenges. And so that's the other piece, and that's the risk management piece that I actually asked the minister about. But the energy sector, I think, is encouraged.
Champagne's message comes as talks between Ottawa and Alberta over oil and gas caps, pipelines, and tanker policy edge towards a possible deal. Last week, Danielle Smith was all smiles meeting Carney, and on her weekend radio show, she hinted a deal is imminent.
We've been going back and forth now daily on a memorandum of understanding, and I hope that we're able to iron out some of the differences that we have in time for Grey Cup or shortly after.
But Monday in Fredericton, the Prime Minister said it will likely be sooner than that.
They're built with Indigenous partners. They're consistent with their climate goals, and they have a real economic return. And so you would expect to see some of those in the announcement later this week.
A spokesperson for Enbridge says the federal changes have the company optimistic but cautious, saying in a statement to CTV, what we can't lose sight of, however, is that in order for large energy projects to move forward, the federal government must make various policy changes. This includes simplifying regulations, shortening timelines for project approvals, committing to actions that help unlock production growth, and enhancing Indigenous engagement. Champagne hopes to walk out of Calgary with the endorsement of the city's business community because before any of the Liberals' major project plans can become reality, they must first get that budget passed, despite having a minority in Parliament.
And Kevin joins us from downtown Calgary tonight. So, Kevin, it does seem like Ottawa's budget tour may also be a prelude to a major energy announcement.
Well, judging by the sheer number of cabinet ministers that are making their way through this province, it sure seems like something is imminent, and we should get a better understanding of that later this week. On Thursday, the Prime Minister this morning said that Thursday is the day that he'll be unveiling the next round, the next tranche of projects, energy or projects in the country. He's making that announcement in Prince Rupert. No surprise that Prince Rupert is the terminal end of a pipeline that could, if it's completely built out, carry liquefied natural gas to the coast and to markets overseas. Now, Tara, I should say that the finance minister, after he spoke with reporters today, told me that he was on his way out the door to go and sit down with Premier Smith and again with Calgary's newly elected Mayor Jeremy Farkas.